welcome to Crosscut Distillery.
Thanks for having us.
So we're going to do a guided tasting flight of 5 different spirits. So these are straight up spirits. So there's no mix or anything. So the idea is that you really get to experience the full thing of the spirit, from the nose to the palate, how it makes you feel warm and fuzzy on the inside.
Ooh, will I lose weight by trying it? That's what you made me feel.
No promises. So we're gonna go left to right. Okay. So the first one we're gonna start with is a vodka. So this is a maple vodka. So it's this one right here. So it's handcrafted using real maple syrup, which is kind of a nod to the north. We have a lovely Maple Hill farm here that we actually just got to check out a few weeks ago, and it's a beautiful maple farm. So that being said, we're going to take up the maple vodka, and you're going to find your dominant nostril.
I don't know what your dominant nostril is.
So you go left.
It's a dominant nostril? It's something I've never spoken about before.
Wow.
Do you have a dominant nostril?
Yes.
Who's a lefty?
Oh, I'm a righty.
Okay, put
Mine's
your hand
over
up
there.
if you're a lefty. Oh. That means you're incredibly intelligent.
I think mine was left.
And if you're a righty, well, I don't have to.
I now know what my dominant nostril is, and I never thought I'd know a dominant nostril from a non-dominant nostril.
You're like, when will this ever serve me?
Party talk.
Okay, so on the nose, you're gonna get that rich maple syrup, hints of vanilla and caramel, and just a touch of oak. And that's all coming from that maple syrup.
Now I don't know if I want to drink it or just smell it.
So then you're gonna bring it to your palate. So I suggest taking a little sip. Don't like shoot it back or swish it. You really just want to pick up all those notes on your tongue. So take a little sip, and you're gonna get sweet maple syrup with caramelized brown sugar and a subtle butterscotch touch, followed by a warming oak complexity.
That,
Yeah, I can taste that.
to me, I don't even taste
So
the alcohol. I taste the caramel.
Yeah.
And the maple. Like
Maple,
I just,
yeah,
So you
that's
can just
what
drink
I
this
tasted.
like out of the freezer on ice.
Right.
Like you can just sip it
really,
like
because
that.
it also tastes like ice cream. I was gonna say.
Yeah, pour it on your ice cream.
That would be good.
Yeah, in your coffee, in a martini. You can do whatever you want.
Oh, I
Pour it
know.
all over your
we're,
face.
We're over 50. We can do whatever we want, whenever we want to do it.
On your head.
So there is water around if you do want to cleanse your palate in between each
I need
spirit.
to cleanse my palate. Susan,
You're pouring.
you will.
Do we have any gin lovers in the crowd?
I'm more of a whiskey girl,
More of a whiskey girl. How
Yeah.
about yourself?
but I will have. I would buy that vodka.
Yeah. Probably I would have to say more whiskey
Okay, okay.
than gin,
It's
but
the
I do like
toughest
gin.
part of living
Yeah, I
so
do
far
like
away. Like we can't really take anything with us this trip. So we have another weekend. Oh, we do. That's good.
So just for a little fun fact, so gin is essentially just a flavored vodka. So it starts as a vodka, it's a vodka base, and what makes it gin is the juniper berry. And the juniper is what's very piney. Like when people say gin tastes like pine trees, it's the juniper berry. So it looks like a little blueberry.
Didn't know
but
that.
literally, if you were to chew it, it's like pine trees.
Oh, really?
So the gin has to be 51% juniper in order to be considered a gin. But with this one, so this is what we're doing next.
Yep.
This is haskap and rhubarb gin. So in addition to that juniper, which is that piney note, you're also going to get haskap berry. Have you heard of haskap before?
Not me.
It's very like
So good
predominantly
for you.
used like
Yeah.
in the north. It's like it looks like a long blueberry, but it's tart. And so you'll have like haskap jam, jellies, desserts, gin.
Vitamin A.
Really?
Tons
Yeah,
of vitamin
yeah.
A. It's like way more antioxidants than blueberries.
So that's why.
So if you drink this
berry.
gin, Susan, you're gonna be.
You never need another berry.
It's like
You won't
doing
need
a
another
juice
berry.
cleanse.
Yeah, juice. Yeah, it's just it. It's a total juice cleanse.
And then, so the haskap berries are local, so they're farmed locally. And then the rhubarb that we use is actually, we get it from all of our regulars. They bring in their bushels of rhubarb for us, and we make this gin.
that nice?
Yeah. So, and then after it's infused with the haskap and rhubarb, it's sweetened. So this one you'll know is a little bit sweeter too. So it's a nice balance of sweet and tart.
Okay.
So that
Just
is
like you, me, Susan. Sweet.
Sweet and tart. One of us is tart.
So on the nose, you're gonna get
Okay.
summer berries, sweet
I can smell
anise.
that.
Still on the
It
dominant
smells
nose.
strong. I can smell the gin.
Yeah, you definitely can. Sweet anise and dried floral. And then on your palate, to bring it to your mouth, take a sip. You're gonna get the rhubarb, the juniper, which is that pine, summer berries, citrus, and black tea.
It tasted stronger than the first one.
To me, that tasted like medicine.
So that one's 42.8%. Joe, you're doing great.
But you know what?
So the maple's only 30%.
Does that not
okay. There
taste
we
like
go.
NyQuil or something? Or Buckley's?
Hey, that's not good for advertising.
No, but you know why? You know why?
Edit that out.
Remember we were talking about a juice cleanse. And it's like, it's got that.
It's medicine.
It's medicine.
This was, what did we say, 32?
30%.
And then 40.
42, almost 43%.
That's alcohol, that's why it tastes
Yeah,
stronger.
so it is a lot stronger. Actually, and then we're gonna go even stronger, I think, with this one.
Oh yeah, that's my baby.
Oh, maybe not. This one, 43, yeah.
So we have 2 whiskeys out of whiskey too.
That's a
Peach,
moonshine.
it's peach
For
moonshine.
Christ's sake of fucking moonshine. Where are we? Back home in Nova Scotia?
We gotta make you feel at home while you're here.
Oh, I guess so, baby. I guess so. Oh my god.
Okay, so let's cleanse our palate so we can get nice and
Okay.
fresh for our whiskey.
Well, here we are.
So this is neat. So before we actually get into the spirit itself, we have a line of whiskey. So in Canada, if you didn't already know, it takes 3 years in a barrel to be considered a Canadian whiskey.
Oh, wow.
So before that, you can't call it Canadian whiskey. You can call it a whiskey, but it's not. It's like all the whiskey rules, like Scotch in Scotland, bourbon, and
Oh yeah, like the spelling
States.
of it too.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So that's another fun fact. Canadian whiskey doesn't have an E in it, like American whiskey. So a good way to remember it is if the country has an E in it, so does the whiskey. So
Oh, okay.
Japanese whiskey doesn't have an E. Irish whiskey, Ireland does have an E. Scotch or Scotland does not have an E in the whiskey. So just a fun little tidbit
Right,
there.
right.
So this one is our Roaster's Cocoa Whiskey. So the cocoa is coming from the chocolate malt. So it's made up of corn, chocolate malt, and just regular malt. So there isn't actual chocolate added to it, but you do get those subtle notes from the grains.
Okay, so that's number 3, right?
That's number 3.
1, 3.
So you're gonna bring it to the nose. Warming cocoa, oak,
I can
and
smell
vanilla.
I can smell a lot of things. Wow. I think I can smell the cocoa. Chocolate? Did you say was it chocolate? I feel like
It's just the chocolate malt, so it's the
Okay,
type
okay.
of grain that's used.
Good job. Yeah, it's very smooth.
Scottish Canadian.
Scottish
likes
Canadian.
this.
Yes. So that's
Yeah,
the
that's very
Roaster's
nice,
Cocoa. Okay. Oh, and another fun fact, we actually had a local tattoo artist design all of our whiskey labels.
Oh, cool.
So I forget who I was mentioning, but the bathroom door and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
entrance,
that's really nice.
that's one of our whiskey labels.
Oh, that's
so,
cool, yeah.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, so
it's-
show that one more time because I'm gonna say if the first one, the maple vodka, could be over ice cream, this would be good in a hot chocolate for a hot toddy. Yeah. Do you
that
agree
sounds
with me?
amazing. Oh, 100%.
Thank you.
Although you don't have to sell me on a cocktail.
Or ice pouring it on ice cream.
Yes. Okay, so now we're gonna go back on a sweet note, but
Okay.
staying in the whiskey world. So moonshine. Do we dabble in moonshine?
This is gonna be dangerous.
We have fingers.
I do
feeling
not
like
dabble in
you.
moonshine. I had it when I was younger because I'm from
Yeah,
Nova
yeah.
Scotia, and I was given some moonshine. I don't know if you were on that tour with
I
me
don't
about
think
4
so.
years ago. And oh God, don't tell them, but they're in Southern Ontario, and I left the moonshine in the package.
Oh,
yeah.
hilarious. Okay, this is gonna be a bit
Okay.
easier.
Okay.
So moonshine has a bad rap, but really all it means is that it's an unaged whiskey. Okay, so it comes off the still clear, and that's when it's moonshine. Whiskey gets its color from the barrel, so you throw it in the barrel, and then you get that aged whiskey. The oak, the vanilla, the caramel, all those notes come from the barrel. So in moonshine, you're not getting any of those notes. Okay.
Okay.
But with this, we're doing a flavored moonshine. So things are fun. Things are funky. Okay.
We'll
so
take
we're
your
doing
word for
peach
it.
cobbler. So it has the peach cobbler, kind of like think warm vanilla, cinnamon, peach, like a peach pie, and then it is sweet. So this one's easy to sip, not like your Outback moonshine.
Also
Okay.
good on ice cream.
Exactly. Or in a hot toddy.
Right,
or
right.
like there's so many fun ways to drink it.
Okay, that's
Okay.
number 4.
So bring that up to your
Okay.
nose.
The dominant nostril.
Yeah. Find your dominant.
I don't know
New
if I'm
skill
smelling
unlocked.
peach.
So on the nose, you could do a little. You should get like subtle, like warm peach pie. And then on the palate, that's when you get the sweet peach, the cinnamon, and the caramel.
Bottoms up.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, now I taste the peach.
Yeah, you definitely taste it more than what you get on the
Yeah.
nose.
That is actually very good.
I'm not sure if I taste the caramel.
I was a doubter. I was not a firm believer,
I
but
feel like I
like
get
this.
the caramel more on the second sip than the first.
And what percentage is this?
I think the moonshine's 30.
Tastes like
Oh,
a dessert.
35.
35.
So it's pretty high.
That is a beautiful aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
I
Sip
can't.
that one right out the
I
bottom.
can't believe I doubted you.
Now you know.
Now I do.
But we
Changing
do
your
have
mind
a
about
whole line of
moonshine.
moonshine. So we have a raspberry
And summer.
moonshine, cinnamon moonshine, salted caramel moonshine, and then we do have the straight up moonshine, which is just plain. So that one's
Yeah.
a little bit, you gotta ease into that one.
Now what's our last? Oh, it's a liqueur.
Yes, so the
Oh.
final one is the barreled mocha liqueur.
Mocha.
Yes. So this one starts as a vodka base, and then it's infused with roasted cocoa, espresso that we get local, and chega. Are we familiar with chega?
No,
The
chega.
mushroom.
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah.
were talking about the chega the other day.
Yeah, that grows
From
in
the
northern
tree.
Ontario on the trees.
We saw that. We saw them.
Mhm.
Did we? I can't remember where we were. Where were you, Steve?
Well, we were talking about it because my friend of mine makes tea out of it all the time.
Yes, it's very speaking of medicinal.
Yeah.
Chaga.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You take a little bit of that with
Yes.
gin.
You just swish these all together.
New cocktail.
So a lot of local ingredients here, and then we throw it in a barrel. So then it picks up on some oak, spice, vanilla, all that stuff we were talking about earlier, and then we take it out and we sweeten it with demerara sugar, which is like a nice golden brown sugar, which adds a lot of flavor and depth there as well. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So to our last one.
Yeah.
So we have espresso on the nose, sweet cocoa and caramel. And then on the palate, coffee, cocoa, homemade chocolate chip cookies, and some oats.
It's smooth. I just can't
yeah.
figure out what that tasted. Did you say caramel was in there? Or
I would
chocolate?
add that to
Yeah.
my chocolate
Both.
chip cookies.
Yeah, you dip your chocolate
You
chip
can taste
cookies
the
in it.
chocolate.
No, I would actually add it to the recipe instead of water.
Yeah, there you go. And that's a
nice.
wrap. That's
Yeah.
a wrap on the
Good
flight.
on
So
ya.
that's just a little snapshot.
great.
Of course, there's a million other things to try, but we just wanted to give a little snapshot.
Very
That
nice.
was
No,
awesome.
it was
We
great.
really appreciate
You
it.
did a great job at explaining each of them.
Get a little like
There we go. Oh, well, this
That
was
was
wonderful.
great. Thank you.
Thanks,
And,
Carissa.
And
So
just
great.
before we wrap up on this, if I could hear from all of you about why women over the age of 50 should visit Sudbury. Okay, or you can stand up.
on the
Susie.
spot.
Yeah, you're going first. We're
Oh.
going this way. I don't know if that's
No,
popular.
I'm the furthest from the age of 50
I know,
here.
but you're the one that you live with your parents property.
Why would your mom's friends or aunts or
I think. Should I talk to the camera?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
don't talk to the hand.
I think Sudbury is a great place for people that are over 50 to come and visit because we have things like Kiwi Park, which has programs like a seniors program where you're able to join in and meet people that are similar in age. For me, I'm all about outdoors, so my main draw would be outdoors. We have the whole conservation area, Kiwi Park. There's so much to do here outside wise. So I'm focusing on trails for my answer.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I am confident that women over 50 would absolutely love Sudbury because we have no shortage of things to do here. We have a huge cultural scene, primarily downtown. If you were to just go out on a patio and enjoy a nice cocktail, then you can just hop the side next door to the outdoor theater. So we have the Refectorio Theater, and it's this gorgeous stage. And then if it's raining, there's still events to do all over the town. So we have, for example, here at Crosscut, we have a build your own gin and tonic events. There's tastings galore. There's wine pairings galore. So there's never nothing to do here. So we're all about like breaking that misconception and making it a welcoming space for people to come.
That's amazing.
All right. On the spot. I love both of their responses already. And just to add to that, I think it's a place where women can be themselves. So we cater to all different like interests. So there's a lot of really great like culinary spots we kind of talked about. Crosscut, of course, is, like you mentioned, a really great place for women to come. It's geared towards women. Culinary, lots of like fine dining, but also we have our like sandwich shops and our taco restaurants and all sorts of culinary delights. As Talia mentioned, a lot of outdoor activities to do. So if that's kind of more your style, whether it's just a walk down the boardwalk along the water, or if you want something more like aggressive, like a mountain biking, because there are women out there who do that. And if there's people into science and museums, we have,
You have nice places to stay too.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of like some new new hotels, some more being built. So we cater to that. We have some really nice like Airbnbs. Sorry, not Airbnbs, but like B&Bs, like bed and breakfast. And like guest houses as well. So yeah, I think there's lots to do for everybody, and women can come and kind of be themselves, whatever that is. Yeah.
So I think on behalf of me and Susan, but I'll let her speak for herself. Would you like to speak for yourself, or would you like me to do it?
Sure, I would love to speak for myself.
We rarely let that happen.
I'm taking advantage of the opportunity. Crosscut is absolutely fantastic, and the hospitality has been second to none. You guys have been great. Thank you for letting us try the different flavors that you had. I'm not a big alcohol drinker, I guess I would say, but I loved. Look at that. But I loved all of it. And I'm not sure. I almost feel like the first one, which is the maple vodka, was my favorite. But if you're here in town, this is definitely the spot to go. They have a great little menu here. You can have your drinks and order food while you're here. Thank you again for the hospitality. It was great.
And I'll just wrap up. Lisa McLeod, north of 50, Wandering Women with Susan Trupe. Want to thank the ladies here for your hospitality. This Crosscut place is incredible. I wish there was one in every town and city. Just really makes you feel like an empowered woman. It's not going into like the old bar or a brewery where it really does feel like it caters to men. This feels like it is home for us. Like it's really, really nice and great tasting drinks, but the hospitality and the atmosphere I think is actually what's quite stunning. I've been to Sudbury multiple times. It has never disappointed me. I've always had incredible hospitality. I used to be the minister responsible for Science North, the Big Nickel and Dynamic Earth, and I can tell you it is by far one of the most I would have to say probably one of the most sought after places to come for people in the museum and science world, because it is so great. I actually once was peed on by the flying squirrel that got up my shirt actually, and that wasn't a good time. But every other time I've been to Sudbury, I've had a great time. And like I said, Kiwi Park, the Walsh family was generous in putting that together. And I know a lot of the service clubs here too look after different parks and lands. So look, if you're gonna come to Northern Ontario, you have to stop in Sudbury. And if you do stop in Sudbury, this is Wandering Women approved, isn't it, Sue?
I was just gonna say that, yes. We're adding it to our Wandering Women approved list. That means that you should make sure you come here.
Yeah. And on that note, so
Absolutely.
we're gonna say the great Sudbury way to say goodbye. Sayonara.